Welcome back to the Lawkward Chronicles. My name is Larissa and today we are going over my February wrap up. I almost said TBR. Be honest with me, first of all, does it look like I have a mullet? Because sometimes when I put my hair half up, half down, it gives mullet vibes. Other times it looks super cute. And I don't know how it's coming across today. I feel like it's more mullet than super cute. So I read 7 books in the month of February. Love that for me. I felt myself going into a slumpish mood. The fact that I still read 7 books is very surprising and I'm very happy about it. Like, again, it doesn't matter the numbers. I read for escapism because anxiety. The first book that I read was on my Kindle and that was X's and O's, and if you watched any video this month or last month now, I wouldn't shut up about it. Yeah, it's by Amy Lee, first of all, and it's about Tara and Trevor, and it's a forced proximity, friends to lovers, and Tara is a bookstagrammer, part-time, and like book influencer on TikTok. The premise is Tara moves in with Trevor, and it's the second in the series, but they're independent books, so you don't have to read the first one. I did read Set on You, which I liked just fine enough, but I really loved this one. I thought it was very well done, and how she integrated the book influencer content in there was done very well. Tara has had her heart broken 10 different times by 10 different men, and she is fed up. So she is taking inspiration from her grandma and trying to get her second chance romance, and Trevor is trying to help her. She is going back to all 10 of these exes and seeing if there is a second chance spark there. I thought it was just so fun. I'm a big sucker for friends to lovers and forced proximity. So good. So good. Anyway, yeah, if you wanted like a cute little romance read, it was pretty quick, very fun. I will be eventually getting the physical copy along with Set on You if I can find them at a cheaper price, because there's something about buying a book that you've already read at full price that I can't get on board with. So hoping to find it for a cheaper price, either secondhand or from somewhere. The next up was the book club episode, which was Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I did a reading vlog with no spoilers and then our book club episode with spoilers, so feel free to check out either of those. There's a baby goat in pajamas in this, and it's so freaking cute. And look, he's on the cover. It's on the cover. He's not in his pajamas, she is not in her pajamas, which, I mean, we'll let it slide. It's a small town romance. It's an age gap with the female being about 10 years older, which we don't see pretty often. It's a very big like class divide. So Alexis is from a very wealthy upper class family, while Daniel is from a lower income community. It explores so many things and I absolutely love this, and there is a trigger warning for emotional and domestic abuse, so please go into that knowing that. I absolutely adored this. Daniel is book boyfriend material. He's so supportive, he's so loving, and he has a freaking baby goat in pajamas! Alexis is an ER doctor, and she has a lot of pressure put onto her by her family because her family is all surgeons, and they are disappointed in the fact, her parents are disappointed in the fact that she's not a surgeon. And Daniel is from a small town of Wakan, which is south of Rochester, apparently, in Minnesota. He helps Alexis get out of a ditch, and then they strike up something, and she just really enjoys him and sees what a supportive man he is and falls in love with Wakan. Yeah, and how she is clearing things up with some big things that have happened for her at home. It's very therapy positive, which we love. Next up, I listened to I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. This was, I love memoirs, and I love memoirs about famous people mainly because you just don't know what was actually going on in their lives, especially like teenage people, because the amount of advantage that they were taken of as kids is astounding. And this is going through the relationship, the very toxic relationship Jeanette McCurdy's mom instilled on her, and how she manipulated and also contributed to Jeanette McCurdy's eating disorder. So going into that, it talks very heavily, very graphically about eating disorders. Be cautious about it. So Jeanette McCurdy was a star on iCarly. She was Carly's best friend, Sam, like rambunctious kind of troublemaker. It takes Jeanette through the series of that portion of her life, her acting career, how she got to become on there and everything after that, and decision to leave acting as well, and how much of a relief it was that her mother died, because her mother was a very big instigator of her unhealthy, toxic emotions and behaviors. And it was very sad. It's very sad to see the person that's supposed to care for you and love you and be proud of you no matter what. It's just heartbreaking when they put their insecurities due to a mental illness on to your child. Oh, it was really, really sad. So Jeanette, she narrates it and she does a phenomenal job, and I absolutely loved this book. It was amazing. Oh, I hope she writes more things, because she is very gifted at writing. Definitely look up the trigger warnings for that, okay? The next one is the third in the series of A Touch of Darkness. It is A Touch of Malice by Scarlett St. Clair. I don't know what's going on in this series. A Touch of Darkness I really enjoyed. I did not really enjoy A Touch of Ruin because Persephone was super annoying in that one. And then A Touch of Malice is 80% smut. I love me some smut, don't get me wrong, I love it, but the amount it was, I was getting bored of it. I'm like, can we like do something with the plot here? And of course, the plot picks up in like the last, what, 20, 30 pages where something interesting finally happens. But yeah, 80% of this book was just smut scenes between Persephone and Hades. Again, I'm not opposed to smut. It was too much. I'm gonna say it. It was too much. I never thought I would say that. I thought it was gonna be a trilogy. There was gonna be a fourth book. Am I gonna read it? Yes. Yes, I am. Because I am interested to see what happens. But I really don't have high hopes for this series. I'm very disappointed in it, which is a bummer. Was it still good? Meh. Yeah, it was fine. But again, 80% smut in this third one. This is a Persephone and Hades retelling in a modern setting. So same characters, same everything, but in a modern day. At your own risk, I guess. Oh my gosh, you guys, no, I read 8 books. Huh. That's cool. Okay, well, the next one that I read was Something Wilder by Christina Lauren. I was really in just for an adventurous mood, but not yet wanting to dive back into fantasy. I love Utah. I really miss hiking in Utah. And this was the perfect kind of adventure escapism. So this is a second chance romance, forced proximity, treasure hunt, and big city guy and small town girl romance. Leo and Lily they didn't grow up together. Leo and Lily were they weren't even child. Lily was like 18 or 19 and Leo was like 22, just finishing up his college degree. And he worked at Lily's family's ranch one summer, and then something really big happened and he had to go back to New York City, and Lily never heard from him again. And then her dad sold the ranch that Lily was supposed to run, and she was very sad, so she bolted. And then her dad was this really big treasure hunt guy. He was obsessed with traveling and going and seeking out treasures. And then something happened, and Lily, to make some money, she started to take people on these like week-long treasure hunt excursions, but they were more of a team building exercise. She used her father's name, Duke Wilder, to instigate these, to gain momentum and be a guide down in southern Utah. Leo and his buddies go on a trip every year, and this year one of them booked it for Lily's adventure. Surprise, they see each other after 10 years. Well, okay, first of all, I really enjoyed the author's note at the beginning. It states essentially that in order for you to complete like this, the path that they take is not real, the distances are not real, and if you take that path that they talk about, you will die. I thought that was very funny. But there are landmarks, but for the sake of fiction, as much as they wanted to keep it to as close to that, the sake of fiction and the story and the momentum of the story wouldn't allow for that. I Really, really loved the second chance romance and then the figuring out the treasure hunt and the puzzle and all of that stuff. It was a great adventure up to that point. I feel like there was some unnecessary plot points because I feel like the basic plot itself was intriguing enough to continue to make it fun, to make it light. And then there was this completely other plot that I felt was very random and not really aligned and took away from the fun of the story. I don't know how to explain it without giving it away, but I was very disappointed how things ended with certain people. I felt like one of the plot points was very unnecessary and it took away from the fun of the treasure hunt in general, and it could have just been a happy fun like treasure hunt, like look, my dad was telling the truth. There is a treasure and we have to solve all these puzzles. There was a whole other division off of it and I'm like, where the heck did this come from and why was it necessary? The next book that I read was Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I read The Assassin's Blade last month and then continued on with reading the actual first book in the Throne of Glass series. And this is about Selena, and she is an assassin, and essentially the crown prince comes and takes her out of the salt mine where she's been living because she did some things that you find out in the prequel about, and how she ends up in the salt mines for like 10 years 10 years or until death. The crown prince shows up and is like, hey, I need you to compete in this assassin's competition for me, and if that's the case you only have to serve the kingdom for a few years and then you get your freedom back. Yay! And so she goes to compete in this assassin's tournament that lasts quite a while against, I think, 20 something other people from other, I don't know, it's a competition thing. I sense that there's going to be a love triangle. I don't know. I thought it was cute. I thought it was fun. I know who I'm rooting for, but I feel like I'm going to be very sad. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. There's introduction to magic, the magic system in here, which I thought was pretty cool. Some people are dying throughout the competition at night. Somebody is doing something, and Selena's got to figure it out before she's next. The last book that I read, what a delight. And if you watched my last vlog, my snow day vlog, you will know that it was Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. And this is what I wanted the off-campus series to do for me. I only read The Deal and I thought it was mid. I know that's so many people's favorite hockey romance or one of their favorite romances, but it just did not do anything for me. Icebreaker was what I was hoping that series would do. And I'm so excited that this is going to be a series because I absolutely loved and adored it. Sports romance between a hockey player and figure skater, college, frenemies to lovers, and reverse grumpy sunshine. So Anastasia is the grumpy one. Well, Nate, book boyfriend Nate, mwah, love you. He is the sunshine. He is my sunshine. Something happens with the hockey boys' rink and they are forced to share ice time with the figure skating team, which creates conflict. They have to learn to work together and be patient with one another as until the hockey arena is back. And I just love this so much. It is very therapy positive. It does discuss a lot about toxic relationships between friends and family and pressures that are put on and how to navigate that. And I really, really enjoyed that and allowing boundaries to be set, which was fantastic. Nate is so patient. There really is never miscommunication. Like, that's not a big thing in here, is, you know, the stupid miscommunication thing. There is like a little bit of miscommunication, but it's easily resolved by talking. I'm so happy that I gave this a shot because I was gonna be really bummed if I didn't like it, and I absolutely loved it. I love all the hockey boys. They are the sweetest little cutie pies. I just love them and they're so funny. Their text group name, like between the hockey team, the hockey boys, their text group name is Puck Bunnies, and I just giggle at that so much. It was so cute. I really loved everything about this. I thought Hannah did a great job and I'm very excited to see what the rest of the series has to offer. Minus the audiobook, these are the eight books that I read in the month of February. Wow, what a good reading month. That's gonna do it for us. If you like these videos or any of my bookish content, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any other bookish content. Respect others, respect yourself, and do something amazing with your day. Thanks, bye!